Very, very special in the building. But yeah, bro, hey, if y'all got a little brother that want to intern with the Mastermind, man, let him know, man. Come through. It's not paid. He only get pizza when we buy pizza. When we don't buy pizza much.
He gonna leave here home.
Matter of fact, are we buying pizza tonight? No. Okay.
Only on Sundays.
I see that. That's on.
Are we open Sundays?
No. Well, yeah, we are open Sundays, and if you need any space to rent,
hey, you see that segue?
Hey.
I gave y'all the alley-oop, man.
Hey, that was a terrible one though. I had to go get it like Vince Carter. You hear me?
Hold on, let's pay a bill. Real quick.
Gotta pay a bill. Let's pay a bill.
Easy Cuts, owned and operated by Octavia Wilkes. She specializes in dreads, braids, bobs, sew-ins, fades, and much, much more. Call Octavia Wilkes, CEO, for all appointments at 662-300-3271. That's 662-300-3271.
Man, that was crispy.
Big shout out to the CEO, man. Octavia.
Hey, I gotta come holler at you too, man. I got my cap on tonight, man. Come on, a little rough.
Yeah, man.
Don't be able to dread your beard,
Got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
got a
sir.
special guest.
Influencer. You gonna run for council again? You gonna run this year? I mean, the next term?
You know, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let the people decide what they want me to do. I'm gonna just be an activist in the community and see what I can do to see how we can create more great opportunities in Grenada that we see.
Okay, then.
And if
So
that
everybody tell
opportunity
a friend.
come, you know, of course, I can step up to the plate, but that's not my focus.
man, listen, first off, we have a vet in the house, so we gotta give him a handshake for that. We got a veteran in the house.
Speak on
You
it.
feel me? We got an activist in the house.
Yes, sir.
Somebody locked in with the community.
Yes,
We got
sir.
somebody that's smart, know how to
Yeah, keep going,
make
keep
things
going.
better. You feel me?
Keep
You know what I'm
going.
saying? From a very, very, very enriched family, you know what I'm saying? I just love these people to death. From Mr. Mike all the way down, you know what I'm saying? I just got much love, respect for the Freelon family, man. We got Mr. Tim Freelon in the
Yes,
building.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Listen.
Thank you.
All right, listen. We always talking about like what the young kids doing wrong. Like we always on the youngins about what they doing wrong. What are some of the things that you seeing from the young kid that you feel like is right?
Well, first of all, what I think we got some very bright and brilliant young talent in Grenada.
Yeah.
To include sitting around this table.
Right.
And I don't want to characterize you guys as real young, but you're young compared to my age.
Them needs are different.
And you've done some
in the
great
morning.
things. So before I get too deep, first of all, I want to thank you all
Yes,
for,
sir. Yes,
for
sir. No
allowing me
problem.
to come in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, come on, slide over.
Hey, let the camera see you get all that good cap up there.
Yeah, for allowing me to come in and say, just say a few things tonight. But also, I want to give a shout out, guys. I know you did it last week, but I got to give a shout out to Juneteenth.
Got it.
Because that was absolutely phenomenal,
Right.
and it took a team effort. Mayor Freelon and that other great group.
Man,
Jeremy was here, y'all was talking
Facts.
to. Miss Cunningham, and I know y'all talked it up last week. But a good little show also down on the block, and it was very professional and well done.
Yeah.
So that Juneteenth thing was just a great event, and we need to continue to. I don't want to say thing, but the Juneteenth focus.
Right.
Yes,
We
sir.
need to continue to acknowledge that
Most
as a
definitely.
special holiday.
Yes, sir.
So going back to the young folks. Well, before I do that, I got to talk about this purple and gold.
Go
hat.
ahead.
Some of
Yeah.
these
I
guys-
know you bring it
these
up.
guys got all your hats on now.
My heart was beating a little bit because I thought it was an LSU hat. I had to see first. I had to see first. I ain't ready to go. I know you out there. Hey, listen. Hey, you know how it is.
Well, I have to give
Alabama
a
house.
shout out because this is Omega Sci-Fi, guys.
Yes, sir.
And what we do is promote
Yes, sir.
scholarship, manhood, preservation, and uplift, and also developing young folks and working with other sororities and fraternities and community. And we're looking forward to in the next year also starting that organization here in Grenada to also add to what everybody else and all the sororities and other groups are doing, as well as the churches are doing to develop our young folks.
Cash Lauren Martin said, I see you wearing that Omega hat. Tell him his Kappa nephew said, take that hat off. Slide over, son. You got to slide over a little
I
bit.
got
They can't see.
And
They can't
this-
see.
And this cap is also for our great city manager that came on Stan. He's
Okay,
a Kappa man.
okay, then.
He's a Kappa man.
I
We wear
didn't
lots
know
of
that.
red.
Shout out to
Shout
them.
out to our great city
Yes,
manager.
sir. Yes, sir. But tonight you popped in on what you want to discuss? What you want to talk about?
Well, I definitely want to talk a little bit because it's right. This is our 50-meter target, right in front of our nose, and all the great business opportunities and growth opportunities that we're going to see in our community because of the decision Milwaukee too made to make Grenada their home, and there's a lot of things come behind that, and not by not because it's all factual now, but it's just a general occurrence. When a big player comes to your town, a lot of other things happen, and big players also invest in the cities that they come to. So going back to the young folks, because that's a very important topic. Our young folks is our future. We've always said that. We've always put stock in that. So in our churches, in our school, did you see the last graduation?
Yeah.
Man, the last graduation was just off the chain with love and achievements and scholarships and accomplishments. And we got to keep on growing our community and get more things for it. Diversify what our young folks have, like event centers, places to go, things to do for our young folks. So they got more to do, when they're not in school or when they're not at home.
I don't think a lot of people know about some of the stuff that goes on. Like the high school has a summer program where they teaching like podcasting, video editing. I think they had like a music.
Yeah.
But they got all this stuff going on at the high school, and nobody even really talks about it or know about it, I think.
And we got to keep using y'all very important platform to inform folks so we can take advantage of all these great things. Now that I've talked about my Omega cap, I got to pull it off, guys.
I want to ask you real quick, though, since you're a vet, man, the holiday of 4th of July is on it's coming up this weekend. How do you feel about 4th of July as a black veteran, as somebody that served?
Well, I would tell you that I'm a believer of 4th of July because the military is the most integrated institution that you have. And we know we have some challenges with our American institution. It ain't the best. But, guys, I've traveled around the world. It ain't the worst.
Right.
And we keep on, we got to collaboratively improve it. And we know, I think we all made a lot of a great headway with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Okay, and getting the right issues in front of folks and hopefully changing policy at the highest level. But for the military, it's a great, well, I ain't gonna say it's a great institution, but it's a pretty solid institution that have given so many minorities as well as whites and other minorities a great opportunity to make great money, get great careers, and also continue that when they get out in the world. So 4th of July is just one of our major holidays that we go all out and celebrate. And I hope Grenada celebrate it too. But guys, I just want to say, if you're going to celebrate it, please, if you drink a little bit too much, don't drive. If you do drive,
they out there.
If you do drive, have a designated driver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, because we don't want nobody.
I'm an advocate on safe driving. That's
safe driving.
Listen, 2016, that was a devastating year for me, and you can best believe, man. Driving safely is one of the. We can't stress that enough.
Yeah, but I have to say, from our Grenada veterans community, we've started a veterans club.
Okay,
veterans organization.
Yeah, where's it located?
We've had
club?
3 meetings.
Okay.
We're going to get a designated location where we can have those meetings every month.
Okay.
Can we work something out?
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
work something out.
Oh, trust me, I've been looking. Y'all got a great to work something out.
Yeah.
But Grenada has the strongest veteran community in the state of Mississippi, especially black veterans.
Yeah.
We have a lot of high-ranking black veterans that have done extremely well, enlisted in officers, and they want to invest back. They want to do more, and we're going to make sure that we can link them up with the right organization to do more.
I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Steve Payton.
Absolutely, Steve. Yeah, absolutely.
There's one I know for sure that's high ranking. Like,
and let me. A lot of folks don't quite understand that, but let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Steve Payton. When Mr. Steve Payton was in Korea, he was the number 2 man in Korea. Wow. Over 130,000 soldiers.
130,000.
And he was number 2.
Number 2.
Only somebody he had the institute was a 4-star general.
Yeah.
Okay, so that tells you the power Mr. Steve Payton had while he was on the ground.
And some people don't understand the power of the military. Yeah. Like, some people think that y'all just some brutes that go cross seas and go fight, but it's a lot of intricate stuff that go on through the hands of the military.
And we go to top schools, guys.
Yeah.
We're trained to be CEOs, COOs. We go to school with the best and brightest. And every 2 or 3 years, we go to another school. Like me, I have worked in the Pentagon on 4 assignments.
Wow.
I worked in the Pentagon when I had been in the service for 5 years. Just learning how to use computers. I'm working with 3 4-star generals. I have to write for them.
We're not going to deep dive into it, but they get all the technology first, too.
Yeah, and they get the technology because
everything that we deal with on a daily basis.
They was seeing touchscreen way before.
But not just the military. Government civil service is also great careers for our young folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're the civilians that's doing things in lots of the different offices. But I know we want to get back to the topic.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, we get to talk about that military. We can get a little deep in that because, shout out to my mama, Darlene Denton. She did 27 years. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
100%. She got her 100% last year. So, she just living a bit life right now,
Even if it's not something you want to do, you got to respect it a little. Even if you don't like them, just respect it. What they do is very important for all of us.
And we can't
celebrate them people.
I came up with the Islamic neighborhood dope boys.
Yeah.
And they felt as though like, hey, young blood, you shouldn't be looking at no army. You know what I'm saying? They using you. You know what I'm saying? But
I can make an argument for them.
At the same time, it's a give and take situation because if you play your card right with the military, you can advance in life pretty much free of charge.
You get 30 acres in a F-150.
Sally Mae ain't calling you. She ain't calling you talking about you owe 25, 30,000. Because get what? Uncle Sam handled that for you.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's a give and take situation.
I don't think Mr. Freelon came up here to talk about the
I'm just honored
we love
and thankful that you all allow me to give me time and we'll talk.
Man, listen, I told you a long time ago, like I looked up to you. Like I thought you like the Cash Money Records of Grenada. Like it was like when we saw you, it was like an orange light that was around you. You feel me?
Yeah,
it was like an aura around you. You know what I'm saying?
But that was my responsibility too, and that was my mission to make sure I share with the younger guys because I had the Jasper Neely's, the Felix Freelon, and all that great group, Mr. Allen and all that great group. So when I was shining shoes, those guys was educating me.
Yeah.
I just had left at an early age, but I've always wanted to come back home and give back to my young brothers and sisters.
I was just
in the
finna get
community.
that because everybody leave Grenada at some
don't
point.
Come back.
Don't come back.
They leave and they said, wasn't as accomplished as you are. What makes you want to come back to Grenada? In the time where Grenada is pretty much, I'm not gonna say it's on the downswing, but it's in a stagnant position. What make you come back?
Well, we've been there in that stagnant position. I'm gonna say almost 10 years.
Why?
Okay, but what made me want to come back because I knew based on Grenada location and based on Grenada natural resources and that interstate and all that water out there, it was going to bust loose sooner or later when South Haven fills up, when Jackson fills up.
Yeah.
They going to start moving in.
They were going to start moving in, and that's basically what has happened. And Grenada's being blessed now with Milwaukee too, and a lot of other opportunities that our young folks going to be able to make $15 to $20 an hour.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Right.
Has that ever happened in Grenada?
No, starting out. No, they ain't never
And not
started out
just
like
a
that.
job,
No.
they're careers.
Yeah.
But what about the job opportunities that was trying to come here that Grenada said, nah, you know what, we'll pass on that?
Well, I call that, sometimes it takes a while to change the good old boy.
Okay.
That good old boy system is very, very.
But those big
stubborn.
companies, just like we said, those big companies, they stayed in Jackson.
Yeah.
Nissan. They went over to Tupelo.
Yeah.
Toyota.
Yeah.
Okay. The distribution center of Walmart, New Albany.
Yeah.
And they all built up. So all those places.
You got Amazon.
But now we got to the point where you got to come back home.
Yeah.
We're in the center of the board.
Yeah. And it's like where Grenada located at is like you're an hour from this, you're an hour from that. You see what I'm saying?
Prime location.
You feel me?
And one good thing, hopefully some of our folks gonna come back home. They've been going an hour here and an hour there.
You know the thing is, like, I don't think that they really don't want to come back to Grenada. I just think they want the situation to be when they come back to Grenada.
Oh,
that their finances
Their
be the
finances
same
be
as
good.
And that you
in
can
the
find a
city.
job that wants to keep you. Like,
And that's our problem. Like most of our jobs, like they
feel like they working to get rid of you. They seem like they looking to get
Like
rid of you from day one.
homeboy, his job, he know everything. He know everything about his job. But they make it hard on him, and he been contemplating, and he making $21
You
an
got
hour.
5 points to get. You gonna get them 5.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
It ain't even the point situation. It's just that you handling him in a way like he one of them. You know what I'm saying? And he frustrated with it.
Well, it's the same thing. The same thing is that you're going to work for corporations. They don't look at it as a job. They look at it as a career.
Yeah.
And they give you other opportunities to move up. When lots of folks look at it as a job, that's them $7, $8, $9.
Yeah.
Now those are going away too because McDonald's and places
they
like
going 11 and 12.
they
and
going
13.
up.
Yeah, they going up. Walmart just went up to $15.
Walmart just and so this is good news.
Walmart.
This is a good thing. Okay, so people are not going to just take those low paying
seeing
jobs.
it.
Anymore,
Yeah.
you know. So
And I
Folks that
think
better
with
don't
the
start making
pandemic,
more than me, I'm gonna be irate.
the pandemic, that's what it kind of highlighted. It kind of highlighted the fact that these jobs ain't giving us the pay that we deserve.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we can go to Ohio, or we can go to Arizona, or we can go to Texas, and we can do that same job and be adequately
it
paid.
highlighted a big discrepancy in pay in certain sectors and regions of the U.S. And I think indirectly, some folks in high places knew that was going to come out.
How do you feel about a union? How you feel about unions?
And some
in the
jobs,
workplace?
some jobs, I know when I was working there, I ain't gonna say the place, but when I was working there, if you joined the union, it was kind of like you was outcast.
Yeah, you
like
against it.
Yeah, that's how they felt.
Well, I think a lot
They
of that
started this.
is highly politicized, depending on what area you in, and if you join in certain places, you got certain owners telling folks, "Hey, you better go out there and harass these folks."
Unions in the Midwest and unions in the South are like
Totally
right.
And see, that's where I was. I was in the Midwest when this was happening.
They way more racist when it comes to that in the Midwest. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
The South don't like unions either, but the Midwest like unions.
Man,
I
I mean,
think
when
it
I
should
tell
be-
you, they looked
I
at
think it should be an
me totally
individual
different.
choice, and it should be an option within that company that you vote on.
Right.
They like voting
Our job,
without
Modine,
being suppressed.
If it was a fair treatment, it wouldn't be a need for it.
Modine, they tell us we're gonna go to Mexico. You going to Mexico?
They promise you a lot of stuff.
You see what I'm saying? And like it's kind of like you kind of marginalizing your workers. You feel me?
Pretty much.
But there's a reason too that when we talk, we need to talk about the issues that's important.
Right.
Like you all begin to talk about union on your talk show, because people need to know that's why it's so important to get out and vote for the right candidates.
Right.
Okay, especially these congressmen and these senators, the guys that really has a big impact on that. You got to send the right guys to D.C.
Yeah.
You got to send people that's going to speak up, and it's good to have a Democratic president.
But what you say about the people that talk a good game to get in office and then they flip the script once they get in there?
Because a lot of them do it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
We had one here in Mississippi.
It's my honest opinion. I think sometime in today's society, maybe in the past it didn't matter, but I think sometime when you stay in office too long,
Yeah, I think it should be term limits for
term
everything.
limits, because interests begin to play a role.
Yeah.
Right? Friendships begin to play a role.
Yeah.
And it's not anything to do against anybody in Grenada. That's just national. We need to some kind of way have somebody been in office 4 terms. They need
to go
find
about that
something else to
business.
do. At least take a break for folks.
Yeah. And I'm with them. It's just like presidency. Like you can do 4 terms as whatever it may be, but after those 4 terms over, like you should have
that's-
shit.
the president should be one
then
term?
we're still in the opportunities
Well,
of
the president do 2 terms.
No, I'm saying that's what you're saying. It should be one term.
No, I said they could like the senators that I'll get them like 4 maybe.
yeah, maybe
Okay.
4 at least.
Yeah, maybe 4.
But when you don't do that and you let a guy stay in too long, you're still in the opportunities and
Yeah.
the growth opportunities of the
Right.
young generation. You get a guy staying, can't nobody beat that guy. He know everybody.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
fact.
so and we need to keep developing our young folks, and I'd like to see us do that more in Grenada.
That's
too.
the only way we can get true justice, by having true people,
Right.
to come in and really do the job compared to being appointed the job.
And I think it's all
You know?
about being scared of change.
'Cause how
too.
many judges did Trump assign?
100.
A lot.
It
Was
was
it 120 something?
It was more than that.
It was like
lot.
190 maybe.
It was 200 something.
Yeah.
He had 200 some
and
judges appointed
these people that he
from
appointed.
from the state to federal position.
And you got the people that'll be like, oh, that don't affect me, but we just voted on the marijuana law and they take it to court and they throw it out.
Yeah.
So it do
Excellent.
affect us.
Absolutely.
It do affect us. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
politics is your access to everything. It affects everything from your resources to your way of life
Right.
to like. Much as I agree with everybody that say I don't really care about voting because it's a good point to say that, but you gotta care because it does affect everything that you do in life.
Yeah.
They might be corrupt, but you might find one that'll help you some. Like
Yeah.
until we get to the point where we can keep them totally honest. We gotta keep
I
voting
think it
for
got to
you.
start from the inside out.
Yeah.
Like we got to start with our local.
But you got to change them. You can't let them
Yeah,
sit
You
there
got to
long.
vote. You got to vote in totality. It can't just be local. Like I used to feel that way too.
I think the
But when you look at
change.
it, it all matters.
I think the change will spruce naturally from the inside out. You know.
Just for the same way, like California, they legalized marijuana in California, but it was still illegal federally.
Federally. Yeah.
So dispensaries were getting raided by the FBI.
right.
The state was protecting them, but the FBI was raiding dispensaries still.
Yeah.
So like, if we don't change one part, you can still get screwed another way. So you got to vote in totality.
Yeah.
But if you don't get certified and qualified to vote, okay, you're not going to change anything. You're just going to be sitting back on the couch. So we need people still. Okay, vote.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you register. to
And
vote.
like that's what we
Know
can be
the
doing
issue.
now. We can be registering people now.
Right,
Like,
right,
right
yeah,
now.
now
You
is
know
the
what I'm saying?
time.
Like-
Now is the time to
Like
Now is the
I
time.
don't really like when people make that like you know what I'm saying? Like they put a point of emphasis on it when it's vote time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this
Well,
something we need to be putting a
yeah.
point
Well,
of
you know,
emphasis
when
on
it's
now.
crunch time, you got to put pressure on
Got
it.
to.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I want
But
that,
we need to be doing it now.
Yeah, we need to be
I feel.
putting that pressure on
But
them
see,
now.
like now, you guys may not realize, but you guys begin to change Grenada and transform Grenada with your
We
plan.
done got a couple emails telling us.
And a few other things.
We done got a couple phone calls. You know.
but that's a good thing.
And some email.
Make your voice and your vote count.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta shake people and bring people into that world where they don't quite understand. And like some of our white audience, they don't really understand. Like
How can we say
say
such and
we
such?
pro black and not say we racist because we pro black because
Don't mean we're racist if we pro black.
I'm talking about it don't because we done been in slavery, we done been in bondage to white supremacy for so long.
Jim Crow.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they don't really understand it.
The
So
war on drugs, the war on gangs. the
So,
war-
yeah,
it's been a
we
war on
going our
everything
race,
that we
but we
do.
also teach them though.
Yeah, like inequality. We shouldn't even be talking about
Yeah.
inequality.
Yeah.
We should be talking about equality.
Right.
Because and the crazy part about equality, like how major it is, like we got sector of people that feel like they're being marginalized
Absolutely.
when the person that's being marginalized the most is the straight black man.
Right.
The heterosexual black man is the most marginalized creature on earth.
Joe Rogan said the white straight man.
And
I can't
because
believe
of
you
that
said that.
marginalization, there should have been some type of financial retribution.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe in reparation.
I
believe we
totally
should
believe
go-
in.
I
totally believe
and I got a friend like he's in the military.
Don't
He-
talk about it.
He totally hates when black
You gonna
people.
speak him up. He gonna pop in the comments.
Shout
just
out,
'cause you spoke
shout
him
out
up.
to my guy JJ. I love him to death. But this one thing though,
Millard Reynolds?
like we go
Oh,
on and
you
on
gonna say
about
that?
it.
Yeah, damn, let go.
Tell JJ to talk to me sometime. I've been in 30 years.
He feel like we shouldn't talk about reparations. He feel like we should just move on. Even though the Indians got reparation, even though that the
Jews got it.
Jews got it, even though the people over in Germany got it.
I was about to
You
say,
see what I'm saying?
we pay reparations to people overseas, bro. That's never been in
that
America
never
since-
been in America, but we got history, we got documents of y'all marginalizing us, that and enslaving us, and
I'ma tell you our
and
main
we weren't
problem,
even
bro.
humans to y'all. We were just property.
Indirectly, we're paying reparation to the Arab community.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Cause we taxpayers.
We pay Iran,
And just think of black
Yeah.
businesses was on those corners.
Right.
not Iran. What's the other country over there?
Yeah, I'm not bashing them, but
No,
We
but
pay-
that's what it
we
is.
pay one country.
And they come in and they take over something that we could have been thriving in.
and don't pay any taxes for 10 years.
You see what I'm saying? And we done showed you that we can run business. Like in Oklahoma, we had that. We had
Not
our
only
own
that,
thing going.
everywhere. We had Rosewood.
and just
you
think
had
if somebody
South
told you you
Carolina.
can set a
Right.
business up, you ain't got to pay taxes.
Got a comment.
Okay.
All right, Cash One said we should be talking about equality. They'll tell you equal to us, but they're standing 2 boxes to see over the fence while we're barely seeing over the fence.
Wow.
That's what we just. That's kind of what
That's
we
what it is.
Equality.
Yeah. And
Equality.
you know, from the I hate when people try to make it seem like we letting y'all down, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe we succumb to white supremacy, like premeditated, like we go clock in for these folks. We make sure to go handle the white man business, but then we won't even go and open our own business. When we open our own business up,
I think that narrative has to change because black women and now black men are
black women
entrepreneurs.
First off,
entrepreneurs.
black women are doing the most phenomenal job ever.
Absolutely.
And I want to say
gotta
first
give
off, and I'm not just talking about like just on the financial level. I'm talking about even political. I'm talking about
Organizing.
going back teaching our youth. Like that's something black men need to look into. We need to start getting in there and being with them young boys because they can't understand from Miss Simmons what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? But they can understand from Mr. Freelon though. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to have Sammy Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all wait for y'all feel about Sammy. I know y'all feel about Sammy. That's my guy, and I love him. You feel me? And he taught me man things. You see what I'm saying?
It was a lot of masculinity in it.
It was something Mr. Hartley wasn't doing for me, even though he was my teacher too. But Mr. Jackson was teaching me things that I could take outside.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. He didn't teach you with incentives.
Yeah.
It was more about the love. You'll work for him, not for like the blue star on the board.
Right.
Like, if you get enough of these stars, I'll give you a piece of candy.
Right.
It was more about he'll put you to the side and be like, man, do this for me, Scrap.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
He called you Scrap.
Yeah.
Do it for me, Scrap.
Yeah. Nah, he called me Gene Earl.
Yeah.
Gene Earl.
Well, another thing though
we respond different to love.
That our mature and our older black men's got to do. We got to do like we did in the military. I wasn't extremely successful in the military because I did it on my own.
Yeah.
We need the older guys need to begin to mentor and have some direct relationships, informal, not talking about nobody pants and all that, but informally teaching, coaching, mentoring the younger guys.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, because everybody, you don't learn it on your own. It's a process you go through.
And like one of our biggest problems is that we not being taught finances. You see what I'm saying? So you got young boys that done went to school and into their career who making $32 an hour, but they living $32 an hour lifestyle. So that's no different from the little girl that's working in Spain making $7 an hour.
Right.
So you know we have to start teaching our kids and our nephews and nieces, bro. We have to start teaching them about finances because without having that in order, you're not gonna be able to build right. And the only way that you can build is on a solid foundation.
Mr. Freelon, you came to talk about businesses, the expansion of businesses in Grenada, right?
I'm telling you, we got that man all over the place.
I'm not trying to even mess that up. We still in the same flow. Still in the same flow.
Yeah.
I be forgetting these mics right here sometimes.
Yeah,
so
that's the best part of your podcast, though. We just talk. But you think Milwaukee too would drive our small business? You think it expand business in Grenada? Just this one business coming in.
Yeah, first of all, it's going to be a lot more than one business because Milwaukee too bring a trail of folks. Anytime you're a tier one, those are some of the biggest companies you can get. It's just like Nissan or just like Toyota. Okay, because they are a manufacturer.
Yeah, so you got the outlet. You gonna get the.
You can get the distributors.
The distributor.
A small guy to the distributor.
Shout out to Nissan.
You're going to get the guys got contracts with them in Ohio.
My homeboy made the tires for Nissan.
We're going to be a Milwaukee 2 distributor.
Yeah. Well, what it's going to do is, it's going to be fortunately, it's going to bring more people to your city. It's going to bring more money in your city. And it's going to generate a lot more small business opportunities in your city because people making better money. More people working, because they ain't just buying a used car now. They buying new cars with what they're making. They're not just buying a rented house. They're buying new homes. The schools gonna get better. I can tell you that right now without knowing it. When a Milwaukee 2 or a Nissan, schools get better because if I'm coming here with corporate, I want to know that my kid's gonna go to some of the best schools.
Facts.
Or I'm gonna go talking to my Milwaukee 2 guys. I'm not going down there. I'm gonna stay in Milwaukee. You don't want all of them come anyway, but some of them
Yeah.
that they do want to come may not come if they feel the school's not. And we do have good schools.
Yeah, we got
do have good
especially our elementary is award winning school.
Yeah.
But can I think
Go ahead.
before we get down to and talking about what we're going to see here, let me at least set the context for what's around us. Because what's around you drive how well you're going to do as well. If you look at Memphis, South Haven, Olive Branch, Hernando, all the way into Memphis, busing loose.
Yeah.
Totally at the strategic level.
Busting at the scene.
Anything you get up there is going to be expensive to rent.
Right.
Okay, you got all kind of Amazon. You got all that stuff. You got all that stuff up there just like they got in other bigger cities than that. Same thing with Jackson. But it ain't Jackson busting out at the scene. It's Madison. It's Canton.
Clinton.
In Clinton busting out because that's where they decided to put that first big company in schools. Okay, then you go over to Tupelo. You got the same thing. But you got the same thing down on the Gulf Coast with Shipyard. So ain't nowhere else to go but here. Okay, and finding you some decent rental spots. So it's going to impact hotels. It's going to impact everything you can name of. But we just need to make sure we get our guys ready to put some businesses up so they can get their fair share, not in just throwing and getting a few crumbs thrown at our guys, but letting our guys make good money. Because when our guys make good money, they invest it back in their churches.
Right.
They bring other small businesses along. They do events. And then they help other folks. You see other relationship of a mentor, protege, where they're bringing other companies along because they're helping them. They're investing in those smaller companies.
Yeah.
You got Highway 55 and 51 cut our city in half.
But
Both ways.
Lad.
You cut it like a piece of
Yeah, but thing is, 82 ain't but 18 miles up.
right. Just like that.
One on it is growing. See that big truck coming in, and
Yeah.
right off to the right. But the other thing you need to know is 7.
Yo, we got
7's
7.
gonna
We
be
got
a 4
7.
lane
Yeah.
all the way to Oxford.
Yeah.
Drive up, you see bridges going down.
Yeah.
7 going Greenwood. You think Milwaukee 2 ain't gonna let that be a 2 lane?
No.
They gonna that guy's coming over here on a 4 lane.
Yeah.
That's
so
what,
because they ain't gonna retain them.
That's where the referendum in the ballpark comes from. I know Scrap don't like to hear that referendum. He hate that referendum in that ballpark.
So
Cause
that's the
that
big
chicken
thing.
bowl costs too much right
When
now.
they finally get something going though, that's gonna be another major driver. You're gonna get your tournaments. You're gonna have more hotels, more money. Like
Oh yeah.
people
Why you
look,
breathing like that?
people that move to your city for like certain businesses look for the amenities. The amenities, like, and there's gonna be a new one. Like they want to see water fountains and parks and all that.
Are they gonna give us the opportunity to invest in hotels and things like that? That's gonna be around now, or that's gonna
That's
be...
up there.
Well, what this?
We
this
got
is
some
what-
people in play though that can make that happen.
No,
though.
we got some people. We're gonna play in that.
Okay, say
trust
look.
me.
Okay.
Because
We gonna roll them
that's
dice.
called the tourism committee.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's called knowing when you hear
Well-
when certain people are coming. I don't have to ask Grenada how I get into Hampton Inn and talk to their CEOs. I don't have to ask Grenada whatever's coming. I talk to the CEO. I don't. If I want to talk to Milwaukee too right now, I don't have to ask nobody to talk to Milwaukee.
Right.
I can use different ways to
Got avenues.
avenues. And if it ain't my avenue, it's avenues through the networks and people. I know.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. It could.
But you want to do it through the right way so you don't conflict
Yeah.
Yeah.
anything that's already.
You don't
planned.
want to overstep anybody.
You don't want to
stepping on
overstep
toes.
nobody, right? You don't want to overstep.
Yeah.
Now going back to small business, that's the big business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we had a chance to talk to our small business guys that's trying to get business started, wondering how they can fit in. I would tell you guys, we got so much dirt that's free on Highway 51. Highway 51 gonna be a very busy corridor if you don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're coming from work. When you go to work, got to come back from work.
Right.
And 80% of the folks come right back down there. They driving pretty fast now because ain't no reason for them to stop
Right.
Mm-hmm.
on Highway 51. But our guys, man, we own a lot of that land
Yeah, we do.
on 51, and it's gonna be busy on the east side. It's gonna be busy on other places. We just need to places we don't have active business.
Right.
Let's talk and make sure we ain't all putting the same business up.
Let's build
Yeah.
something
And
up. In them
let's
areas.
build some unity and let's
Yeah.
work together. Like we know they did in the 70s, in the 80s.
We need our own clinics, grocery stores,
Right.
gas stations.
Right.
Black Wall Street.
Yeah, but like I said in that one episode, man, we could be working on that.
But not
now,
only that though, we
with
need
all
our
this
own
business.
electronic store.
Yeah.
We need our own
Yeah.
apparel. Well, we got plenty of apparel stores now, but
And we need to go to the Chamber of Commerce, and we need to go to the Tourism Board and say, look, guys, if you all can't support us, we're gonna stop supporting you.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but nothing stops you from stopping when you drive right past the same convenience
Power
store.
number.
And everybody know that the black dollar is something special.
We circulate
It's
that mug.
special.
We
The
circulate that.
Arab want it. The white man want it. The
No, they don't
Indian
want it. They get it. They get it.
Oh yeah,
They
no
don't-
doubt.
We shouldn't even be having these conversations because it's 2021.
It's 2021. Yeah, we already got a blueprint on how to make it work.
Right.
Sure enough.
Yeah, so you know.
But we got to have those discussions with the guys at the convention so they can take it back to their churches and talk to folks.
Fact.
Let them know that we're very sensitive.
We almost at that 130 mark. So we're gonna do something I haven't did in a while. We're gonna pass out roses. We're gonna pass our roses out to one individual that's still on earth that done did great contributions in our life. So, you know, is it anybody that you want to pass your rose to, Mr. Freelon?
Let me think on that for a minute.
Okay, then go ahead, Rich.
I give mine to the Freelon family.
Oh, listen,
Not
man.
only just Mr. Tim, but the whole Freelon family.
Yeah.
His brother taught me, Michael.
Yes.
Taught me.
Facts.
Yes.
Oh.
Made sure I graduated because I probably wasn't gonna
Get out this jail.
graduate. Made sure I graduated. So
Yes, sir.
the Freelon family, you gotta give them respect when you see
Oh,
them.
I know. I want to
Okay.
pass my rose to the beautiful young lady on South Street who's 105 years.
Oh, man.
wait,
listen,
man.
105 years old. I can't think of man. He watch cars. I know him
Yes,
real
sir.
good. You know, he's middle of South Street, but I want to give that
Okay,
rose
then.
to his mother just turned.
Okay, then
105 years
105 years old. Okay, go. You next.
Oh man, I do got somebody this week, man.
Okay.
You know, man, shout out to Mom Deuce, man. My mama Evelyn Gentry, man.
Yes, sir.
Love you to death, man. She the best grandma in the world. She right at home right now,
Hey.
with
Yeah.
my son right now, man. They both of them getting on my nerve, man. But I'm glad to see them happy, man.
Yeah.
Man, I want to pass my rose out to Robert Taylor, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing up on East Side, man.
Another big deal.
Even though I
Yes,
had
sir.
my mom and daddy, man, him and Bodine don't really understand like the role that they played in our
Uncles
life.
are important.
Fact.
And you know what I'm saying? Robert was the coolest, streakiest. He was just all that in
At the
one
same
pile. You
time.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he always looked out for us. He always made sure we did right. So I'm giving my role to Robert Taylor, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all make sure in the morning y'all go click on them links. We on Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast. We also on YouTube. Make sure you go hit the like button, the subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell for all the new content on Mastermind Podcast.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand?
Now, Mr. Tim, is there any points that you want to hit on before we end?
Well, one point I want to hit on. I want to thank all of Grenada and salute Grenada because
Lord.
the love that you showed
Give Riz applause
our
for that.
family,
Yeah,
my
man.
mother, our matriarch,
Yeah.
was absolutely unbelievable, and we appreciate that because we needed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, we so appreciate it, man.
That's
Listen,
all right.
anytime you want to come through, man, the door
That was always open,
open
man.
for
You always got to see him,
always
man.
open for you, man. Listen. And so,
Oh, the wrong time for this song? Wrong time?
man,
All
this
right, my
dude
bad.
here crazy. All right, so for Mr. Tim Freelon, for Sound Man, for Reggie, for Goo, man, I'm Scrap, man. Listen, man, a.k.a. Spago, a.k.a.
Why you always get to close the show out, man?
feel
I don't
me?
like that, man.
All right, because you should have thought about it.
You should have did it first.
You should have thought about it. Hey, like Michael Jordan said, why you always take the last shot? Because I'm
Just 4th of July safety. 4th of July safety.
4th of
Safety.
July safety. Make sure y'all pop them firecrackers safely. Make sure you have them kids tucked in nicely. Make sure if you going to the club to not drink and drive, make sure that
Be
you have
careful,
you a
please.
designated driver.
DG.
Shout out to my cousin Ray Shay. I love you, girl. You know I'm gonna call
We
you.
don't
the
want
weekend,
nobody
'cause we
going to
cannot drive.
Can one shout out to Charlie Ingram up in North
Charlie Ingram,
Carolina?
Shout out to Charlie
And
Ingram,
Mr.
man.
Drink.
Listen, yes, sir. Listen, man, we out the show, man.
Hold on.
You think you got what it take to rock the mic? Well, come on down, because it's going down every Friday night. Pure Royalty Entertainment, 1742 Commerce Street, Grenada, Mississippi, 38901. It's going down.
You dig me? You feel me?
And we're out of here.
We out of here.